Ladies and gentlemen, here's a tale not even close to being as old as time. It's the Rob Corley Show. Tonight, Rob tells Disney stories. And now, a guy who's still the least most watched person on all the internet. It's Rob Corley. Oh, well, hello there. Hi, everybody. How are you? How are you doing? It's good to see you. Thank you, everybody, and welcome to the Rob Corley Show. I am Rob Corley, and I am still the most unfunniest person that you will ever see on the internet, on this show, actually on the web, anywhere. I still can't figure out why they even let me have this show. It seems like I can't even really manage it. Well, anyway, enough of that. On to what we have today. What we have today is, I forgot to mention to you, yes, I've been away for almost another month now, and yes, my hair has grown a little bit since then. Can you see that? Let me just get in a little closer so you can see this. Can you see it now? This is what we're dealing with here, folks. You see that? Well, anyway, it'll probably be a lot longer by the time we're finished with this season. Anyway, back to what I was going to say. Tonight, we are going to be discussing something very important. And you know what that is? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'm getting ready to tell you. We are talking about something very important in Disney's history. This year will mark, exactly next month, will mark the 25th year since the classic movie Beauty and the Beast came out. And I know we're all fans of Beauty and the Beast here. I know I am. It's one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. And if somebody were to ask me what my favorite Disney movie is, I would probably immediately almost say that it was Beauty and the Beast. Although Beauty and the Beast kind of used to scare me a little bit when I was younger, especially in the parts where Beast would be very upset. And we all know Beast has a problem throughout the movie of trying to control his temper. He can't really seem to control it, so he does all these things that are sort of very unprince-like, Beast-like. But you know what happened? You know how the Beast got to be a beast? He wasn't always the Beast, but he did something during his youth that was very bad, that made a certain someone want to turn him into this sort of grueling, disgusting looking creature. Although if you really take a look at Beast, he doesn't really look all that bad as far as features go. I mean, he kind of does look like a bear mixed with wolf, mixed with a buffalo, mixed with all these types of different animals. Maybe there's even a little bit of a gorilla in there. I don't know. But it's a human man trapped inside the body of a beast or animal, whatever you would call him. He's half beast, half man. And we cannot forget about the lovely and beautiful heroine, that's a tough word to say, especially if you don't know how to say it. We can't forget about Belle, because she's very important in this movie. She is the one who stumbles upon this castle and agrees to stay with the beast for a long time in her father's place, because her father, get this, her father was on his way to the fair for his invention, that thing that he created at his house. He was on his way to the fair. It got kind of rainy and dark, and he stumbled upon a strange, mysterious castle, which happened to be Beast Castle. And when he knocks on the door, he goes in. There's no one in there, except for a few seconds later, he's approached by these two animated-looking objects, inanimate objects, which turned out to be Cogsworth and what's his name, Lumiere. And they sort of welcome him in with open arms. And when Beast finds out about this, he doesn't like it, so he rushes downstairs, all mad and all this other stuff. And he takes Maurice and puts him in prison. And when Philippe, the horse, comes back, and Belle sees that her father, Maurice, that's the guy's name, is not there, she goes rushing into the woods to see if she can find him. But then she finds the castle, and then when she goes in, she doesn't see any of the objects, but for some reason she finds the prison bound wherever they're holding him, and she finds him, and then Beast confronts her, and then she agrees to stay, but father doesn't want it, but the Belle insists. But wait a minute, we need to take a break from this, because I'll tell you more about it. Okay, let's do this. We'll take a break, and then I'll tell you more about it when we come back. Okay, stay with us, folks. You don't want to miss this, because we've got a story dealing with some things that happened in between the time that Belle was at the castle and all the happily ever after and stuff. So don't go away, folks. We'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. As I was saying before, there are some in-between stories about Beauty and the Beast that you might not have heard of before, or that you probably didn't even know exist, but I didn't even know they existed until just recently when I was looking things up. And you know how I like to research things, and I came across some things and some interesting things that you might want to know about Beauty and the Beast. And I have some stories here to tell you, the viewers at home and wherever you're watching on computers everywhere. This is Disney stories from the in-between stages of Beauty and the Beast. I hope you enjoy this as I tell it. Now listen carefully, folks. So first, folks, I'm going to tell you all about the story of Belle when Belle is riding through the woods, and she's trying to avoid all of the bad things that are trying to come at her and pretty much stumble her from getting where she needs to go. And where she needs to go, I really don't know. I didn't really find out that part, but all I know is that she was just running along in the forest and things started coming at her, and she had to really put on her thinking cap as far as how she's going to get out of it. She had to duck and cover and all this other stuff. But luckily she had her trusty horse Philippe there to help her through it. Take a look at this. This is what she said. She said, "Felipe, I don't like the looks of this forest. We better hurry home." And that's what they looked like when they were wondering what was around them. Grr! Oh no! Look, the wolves! Oh, they had to get away from the wolves. Oh, that's right. I totally forgot about the wolves. Jumps over. Oh, duck and cover. Bats and wolves and everything else is trying to get her. But oh, now what? Oh, no! Of course, Belle never gives up when things get tough. And it's clearly close to midnight or something, wherever she's going. Oh yeah, that's right, she's trying to get home. Duck! But now, things didn't stop there. Belle had to keep ducking and covering for as many traps and stuff and bats and wolves as she could see. They just would not let up. And all kinds of things were trying to trip her up. But Belle persevered. As I was saying, Belle persevered and never gave up. And that was when she finally made it back. And that story ended happily, didn't it, folks? See, stories can end happy. I have another story here. It's about the time when Belle was in the woods and she was being attacked by wolves. And Beast had ran her away from the castle, but he realized he was wrong, and he went out to find Belle, only to find her being attacked by these wolves. So he has to fight them off himself with all of his beast wolf-like strength. And well, maybe I should just show you what happened. Oh no. See, it's not easy for... See, it wasn't easy for the beast to get rid of these wolves. He had to duck and punch them out and everything else. But see, the beast never gave up. He persevered just like Belle did. As he jumped and punched and kicked and whatever he had to do to get over past those wolves. He did it, punching and kicking and ducking. The beast did it! Hey folks, stick around, we got more show coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere. Alright everybody, welcome back. Now I have one more story for you about Beauty and the Beast, at least for now. I have one more story I want to tell you, and this story actually takes place before Belle's encounter with the Beast, even before Maurice runs and has his little encounter with the Beast. It's while Maurice had just finished his invention for the fair, and why don't I just show you what happened here, and I'll describe it as we go. Papa, is your invention ready yet? You're just in time, Belle. I'm going to test it out. Be careful, Papa. Remember what happened last time? And of course, Maurice, being a very stubborn fellow, he doesn't really have very much patience for too much of anything. Oops. He broke one, but that didn't get him down. He had to move very fast, of course, because the logs were coming at him very fast, almost fast as he was chopping them up. He tried to create a chopping machine that would make his job a little easier, so he wouldn't really have to chop up the logs manually each time. As you can see, it's not really an easy task for Maurice to keep bouncing these logs off of the bounce pad there, or bounce spring, whatever you want to call that. Maurice is a very hard worker, and it's not easy being an inventor, having to constantly invent things. That's got to be a tough way to make a living, trying to constantly invent stuff. Look at that little cottage there in the basement. That's the basement. That looks like the fireplace. As you can see, some of the logs would come fast. They went left and right. It's unpredictable where a log might end up. But Maurice made sure that he was constantly under all these logs, making sure that they got in that pile safely. It was a very hard task for Maurice, but he got it done. Of course, Maurice could be a little clumsy too, as you just saw there. But all these good stories, I'll have a few more as we get closer to the actual anniversary date, which I checked this, and it's on November 22nd. That's the date that the original movie came out. And we're very happy to say that Beauty and the Beast will be 25, the movie will be 25 years old. And we're very happy for everybody there who was a part of that. And maybe that'll get us more hyped up for the live action version that's supposed to come out sometime next year. And hopefully we'll be keeping you updated about that as well as we get more information about it. And I think we're done here, aren't we? Yeah, so my thanks to everybody who participated in the making of the stories, and my special thanks to you, the viewers there, wherever you may be sitting in front of your screens there. Thank you for watching, thank you for sharing, thank you for everything. Without you, I wouldn't have a show. I wouldn't even really have a channel without you, so I thank you. And that will do it for us here on this edition of the Rob Corley Show. I'm Rob Corley saying see you later, good night, and happy birthday, Beauty and the Beast. Good night, everyone.
Mm-mm-mm.